Hello, welcome to my channel, A Blessed Budget. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified that I am budgeting. Before I get started, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to budget with me and support me during this financial journey as I navigate through how to make my money stretch through the month. And to all my viewers, I hope after this video, you will consider subscribing.
Vibes on vibes, I'm a ticking dynamite. I blow your condo lights. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill my eyes. Are set, full of the stars. Yeah, you shall find her. It's a bad vibe. If you hit your enemies shine. If you're not a friend of me, enter the light. Cause you can never kill my vibe. There is no sacrifices. Everything won't take.
So what we are looking at is our August paycheck budget tracker for week number 1. I did add 3 extra days within the week just to give my bills extra time to clear my account. So right now, I know we're playing catch up right now. I'm trying to catch up on videos, so I do have a couple of paycheck budget trackers to go through today. So we're just going to go ahead and get started with this closeout of week number 1. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This paycheck budget tracker, it runs from the 1st all the way through the 10th. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the inflow section. So for inflow, we had source number 4 come in at $60. We had source number 3 come in at $9.91. We have source number 1 come in at $595.41. We have source number 4 come in at $530. We have rollover number 1 at $213.52. We have rollover number 2 at $474.65. And we have car maintenance come in at $315. So altogether, our inflow total for week number 1 was $2,198.49. So now that we know what our inflow was for week number 1, we're going to now go ahead and get started with the bills that had to get paid within the first week of August. So for our fixed expenses, we had rent. My portion was $169. Life insurance was $31.31. YouTube TV was $72.99. OnStar was $31.99. Apple Care for my iPad was $3.49. Apple Care for my watch was $3.99. Apple Storage was $2.99. The Way was $59. Netflix was $6.99. The internet was $51.24. Klarna was $54.17. The Ford tax, which is our registration, was $253.86. I did not get my driver's license renewed this week, so that was $0. And the water, I did not budget for, but it did clear my account this week at $6.99. So altogether, our fixed expense total for week number 1 was $772.86. So when I subtracted the $2,198.49 from $772.86, that left us with $1,425.63. So we're now going to go ahead and look at our our variable expenses for week number 1. So we did have a leftover $1,425.63. For gas, I spent $103.99. The reason why is because I am providing gas to my daughter. She is now driving now, so I am helping out with gas for her. Household, we spent $23.91. Food out this week, we spent $5.85. Me, my birthday week, I spent $199.27. My daughter, she spent $110. My son, he spent $20. Miscellaneous was $22. Savings spent was $50. So altogether, our variable expense total was $535.02. That gave us a leftover of $890.61. So now we're just going to go ahead and bring that over here to our sinking funds, $890.61. So we are going to go ahead and look at my sinking fund. So I do have emergency. We put $25 in there. Car maintenance, we put $20 in there. Car insurance deductible, we put $15 in there. Gifts, holiday, and travel, we put $15 in there. Christmas, we put $10 in there. Mint Mobile, we put $10 in there. Yearly subscriptions, we put $5 in there. And for my 100 envelope challenge, I did have number 5 and number 6. I just multiplied these two numbers by 2 to get my amount. So 5 times 2 is 10, 6 times 2 is 12. So altogether, our sinking fund total was $122. That gave us a leftover of $768.61. So now I am going to go ahead and just bring that down here to our extra savings, $768.61. So for rollover number 1, in account number 1, we are rolling over $553.12. And in account 2, we are rolling over $215.49. So our savings total for week number 1 was $768.61 with 0 left over. Now we're going to go ahead and set up for week 2. Okay, so we are looking at week number 2's paycheck budget tracker for August. So, like I said, we're playing catch up. I already been through week number 2. We're actually in we're in the middle of week number 2. So, yes, okay, because today is the 17th. So, okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This paycheck budget goes from August 11th through August 17th. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the inflow that I am budgeting to receive for this week. So I do have source number 1. I have rollover number 1. And rollover number 2. And that's all the sources of income that I do plan to receive for week number 2. Okay, so I am going to write in the budgeted amount of inflow I do expect to receive. So for source number 1, I am going to budget $300. For rollover number 1, I am expecting to roll over $553.12. And for account number 2, I am budgeting to roll over $215.49. Okay, so for week number 2, I am only budgeting okay, so I am planning to receive altogether in our inflow $1,061.68.61. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and write in all the bills that we have to pay with this within this week and the account that each bill is coming out of, and I will be right back.
The things that you say, where they make you feel alright. And I catch a vibe anytime that I look in your face. Tell me why you look so fine, baby girl, I see you.
Okay, so as you all can see, we did write in all of the fixed expenses that's due within this week. So our car insurance is coming out of account number 2, and that is due on the 14th. And we are going to be budgeting $254. The next bill we have is Disney Plus. That is coming out of account 2 as well, and that bill is due on the 15th, and that is going to be budgeted at $7.99. For Pandora, Pandora is coming out of account number 2. Pandora is due on the 15th, and that bill is $5.99. Weird. 99 cents. Okay, so for my Apple Care for my iPhone, that is also coming out of account number 2. That is due on the 17th, and I am budgeting that bill to be $13.49. For my lights are due September 3rd, but I am going to pay them way before then. That's coming out of account number 1. So I did just get my light bill, and I wanted to pay within this week, but it's not going to clear within this week. I'm still going to put it down, but I know next week it's going to have to go on the next Paycheck budget tracker. So I'm just going to say the 15th, and I am budgeting $150. We have been running the AC, and we have a portable AC, so I am budgeting on the high side. Best Buy, Best Buy is coming out of account number 2. That is due on the 11th at $50. I'm still paying off my Apple Watch. Target, we went to Target. I'm trying to keep my Target credit card open so they won't close my account. So I am using it just a little bit here and there. So that is coming out of account 2 as well, and that is budgeted for the 11th. It's not due until the 24th, but I like to pay it before then. And that is $41.96. For Discover, I did slide my Discover card. This is coming out of accounts number 2. That's due on the 13th, and I'm budgeting $100. Like I said, I'm just using my credit because they're, telling me that I need to use it or I'll lose it type thing. So I'm just using it responsibly. I'm not going crazy doing shopping sprees and stuff like that. No. For Klarna, that's coming out of account 2 as well. That is due on the 15th, and I am budgeting $24.85. And my driver's license renewal, that's coming out of account number 1, due on the 15th, and I am budgeting $45. Okay, so these are all the bills that I do have to pay within the week number 2. So I am going to just go ahead and add up all of the bills. Okay, so as you all can see, we did get a bill total, a fixed expense total of $693.28. Okay, so now what I am going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and take the $1,068.61 that I did budget our inflow to be, and I'm just going to go ahead and subtract our $693.28. That leaves us with $375.33. Okay, so I am now going to go ahead and just write that $375.33 down here. I'm just going to go ahead and write in all of our our variable expenses. Okay, so as you all can see, we went ahead and wrote in our variable expenses, and as you guys can see, I do have a new variable expense, and yes, that is groceries. So I am now contributing to groceries. I do budget $80 every week towards groceries. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So for gas, I am budgeting $60. Household, I am budgeting $120. Food out, I am budgeting $30. Me, nothing. Daughter, nothing. Son, nothing. Miscellaneous, I am budgeting $30. Groceries, I am budgeting $80. Savings used, I don't plan to use any savings, but if I do, it will be there. So now that I have all of my variable expenses written down, I am now going to add them up. Okay, so as you all can see, we did get a variable expense total of $320. So if I take 375.33 and I am going to subtract 320, that gives us a leftover of $55.33. So what I am going to do is just go ahead and bring that over here. $55.33. So we do have two different accounts that we're going to be rolling over money from. Account number 1 and account number 2. So for account number okay, so I did double check my numbers and this number is correct. So what I'm going to have to do is either make more money or either pull some money from my emergency to cover expenses. And that's like over $300 worth of expenses. So our savings total is going to be $55.33 with $0 left over. Because like I said, my variable expenses do not come out of account number 1. They only come out of account number 2. So this is a look at our week 2 paycheck budget tracker. Come back whenever you guys see me post. I don't even know when I'm going to be able to record again. And I will let you guys know what I had decided to do. I am confident that I am going to be bringing in more income. I just want to budget, like I said, the low end so that I know, what I need to do to cover what bills. And I do have an emergency account that I can pull from. So that's why I'm not really worried too much about this big negative number. And like I said, that's what I have my emergency for. So when I'm short on bills, I can just go ahead and go in there and pull out money. And I try to replace what I pull out when I get paid. So I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today in this budget with me. And until next time, you guys take care. Bye-bye.
Everything was taken, you have to make it. Vibe killer, me I no go take shit.